Hey guys, it's Tiqqle, and in this video we're going to be comparing Elemental Shaman in BFA to what it's going to be like in Shadowlands. So what I'm going to do is when at certain points, if things would be different now versus then, I will call it out. It'll be kind of be like you have to use your imagination, and I'll put the video to the Ellie stuff in Shadowlands down below. I've already done a lot of reviewing and different builds and stuff like that, so you'll definitely have to peep that out. But what I'll do here is I'll kind of just call it out as I go. Obviously, I'm not doing anything for my team. One of the things you have to remember, and I'm sure everyone's excited about, is the fact that you're not going to have corruptions. You're not going to have essences. So the fact that I already used, Crucible of Flame here is kind of sleeper, right? That's not going to be even around anymore. So here, we'll just basically, this rogue, like basically my rotation will still be similar. I'll be putting up Flame Shock as #1 priority. Those Lava Burst procs still need to be dumped out. You see that Gushing Wound over there? That won't be in the game. Lightning Lasso so far still will be a PvP talent, but they haven't made a whole lot of changes, so that would be kind of normal. But my basic rotation will be kind of similar. Now, the biggest thing will be there won't be this Maelstrom number in the middle. It means I won't be able to do potentially as much damage on bursting with that whole spender, because spending system's gone. If you guys didn't know, in Shadowlands, they're getting rid of Maelstrom for Elemental Shamans. Most of you guys probably already know this. But that's actually hopefully a good thing, because then it means, like let's say I needed to use Earthshock and I had my Fulmination stacks up and I didn't have enough Maelstrom, I'd just be able to, use the button right here. But I can't. I have to keep building. Which is hopefully going to be a better way of Shaman. So here, grounding that, we're still going to have these four totems to put down. Lava Burst is hopefully still going to be a huge part of our damage. Hopefully the #1 part. Stormkeeper will be very similar, and how I do burst will be different though. So one of the ways in Shadowlands that burst will be different, and maybe I'll put a clip up on the screen, is there's a new ability. There's a new ability on this tier called Echoing Shock. It's going to be basically replacing Call of Thunder, which means when I apply that to the target, the next ability that I use will repeat the cast again. So and it has a potential to overload, meaning if I'd use, let's say, Stormkeeper Lightning Bolt. If I use Stormkeeper, get the buff up. I use Echoing Shock on the target, and then I use one of the Lightning Bolts. It will repeat again. So I'll get 2 Lightning Bolts. Echoing Shock will then do another 2 Lightning Bolts, and then I can press Lightning Bolt again, meaning up to 6+ Lightning Bolts that could go on the target from 2 globals, which is quite a lot. Now, we don't know how the damage scaling is going to be in Shadowlands, but that's okay. We'll have to see how that works out, and of course, that will be a big determining factor. All right. How good classes are going to be. A lot of people say, Tiqqle, how's it going to be? We don't know. But Sky Fury is still in the game. All these corruptions and these Azerite traits you see plaguing my screen, and all these mini buffs and all that are pretty much all gone, which is a great thing. We do like that very much. I'm going to use Earth Shield. Earth Shield will be good. If I was on Shadowlands right now, I would be spamming Healing Stream Totem. That's a new ability that will be healing for Shamans. You put it down on the ground, it heals about 20% of your HP, which is kind of a big deal. Here I'll use Earth Ally. It'll taunt up all the pets, hopefully. Now that is still in Shadowlands, of course. I will be, basically this. Now I can use my Spender Earthshock. I could have used Earthshock much earlier if it was Shadowlands, though. Because in Shadowlands, again, Earthshock doesn't have a cooldown. It doesn't have a cost. So that's good and bad. In Shadowlands, it doesn't do as much damage as it does, and it's not as big of a percentage of your damage so far because you're not dumping Maelstrom, and that's not increasing the damage. What it is being affected by is something called Fulmination. Fulmination is basically stacks up to 8 stacks. It would be up here if I had it, if I was in Shadowlands. And it would stack up to 8. Whoops. And once I use Earthshock or Elemental Blast, it would dump the stacks of, Fulmination as damage. So you might say to yourself, Tiqqle, that's build or spender. It is, but it isn't. It's on a whole different, it's just different. Like I could spam Earthshocks. When I'm at 2 stacks, I'm able to use Earthshock. That's different than build or spender. I can't spend any, if I don't have at least 60 Maelstrom, I can't spend it in like a desperate move to do damage, which is a very big difference in the gameplay of a Shaman. I'm gonna try to get down here. Hey, come over here, mister. See, now, let's say he's almost close to dead. I can't use Earthshock again, even though it does low damage. Maybe you'd say to yourself, well, hey, you wouldn't want to. Maybe you would. Maybe you would. So that's just something I've been kind of, thinking about, too, and when people make the argument that it's still build or spender. It is, but it isn't. You're not building to a certain point. You're not building to 60 Maelstrom. It's not like you can't use Earthshock until you have 6 stacks of Fulmination. And that's going to be the big difference. And I think that's also going to help Ellie, because until I think what's happening is the way they're changing classes in Shadowlands is they're exposing, in some cases, how certain classes are kind of very restricted in their rotations. Take Boomkin, for example. Boomkin today, again, builder, spender, and that's the only thing you're going for. You don't have any other options. In Shadowlands, it's going to be much different. You're going to be able to spend your astral power when you want to continue your damage, or maybe you're going to do that for damage, not just to continue your eclipses. Maybe we'll do a different video on Boomkin. But it's just an example, right? Trinket grounding. I'm going to use a lasso here probably to... Oh, no. I knock. I missed it anyway. Okay, it's a healer. I was wondering why their health wasn't really going down. I'm going to wall here before I get potentially kidneyed after the garrote. If you get garroted by a rogue, definitely a scary time for the boys. Oh, shit. He's probably going to stun me. I came out of form. Nope, didn't. Yeah. They're getting real excited. Oh, the juke, he knew. He can't get out of this one. Oh, just slayed at the end. All right, fair enough. But anyway, so that's those are some things I'm thinking about. Obviously, this is a fast pace. Obviously, this is like, you know, a lot of different things are happening. I'm trying to call it out, but the main areas are around your burst rotation and around the Maelstrom use and having to build. And, you know, in BFA, your lightning bolt and your lava bursts are pretty insignificant damage. They're basically a means to an end, right? And that end is Earthshock, and that's why that's doing so much, you know, percentage of damage. If I look here, Earthshock's number 2, of course. Lava burst because of how often I'm doing it, right? You have 36. I have 36 lava bursts to 10 Earthshocks. That ratio is going to be different in Shadowlands. And it's going to be, I could potentially, every global I could spam Earthshock. I've been doing it. It's kind of funny. It's not good, but here. But yeah, I'm going to burst here, but I can't, look, I can't use my Earthshock. If I was bursting on Shadowlands, I could maybe, you know, use Earthshock even right now. Why would I want to? It doesn't have increased damage, but this guy, I feel bad. Oh, we did a spank fest, dude. Okay. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just kind of going through the motions, but yeah, we pumped it. I'm going to screenshot this. Someone was asking me if I was streaming right now. But no, but I do stream every day, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except for Sundays, so we'll see you on stream. But no, that's about it. So, like, what are the big things, the big differences? This damage spread is going to be different, right? A lot of things are going to be removed. Concentrated Flame's not going to be here. Gushing Wound's not going to be here. This Trinket dot will be probably something else. This Trinket will be something else. Lethal Strikes won't be there. This dot won't be there, right? Battlefield Focus won't be there. All these little things are going to be removed, and removing those things is also going to be a very clean way to kind of get back to basics with WoW. I think that's what Shadowlands hopefully is going to be about. Now, with the Covenants, there's going to be a whole different tree of stuff going on there, but I'm hoping that things get simplified. And the other reason I wanted to get simplified is this. Let's go ahead and look. Oh, I can't really look at it too well, but if I highlight this, you're going to see things as I kind of go down the list, right? Strife, Lava Shock, Flash of Insight, those will all be gone. These are small buffs that, you know, Lava Shock's increasing Earthshock damage. Strife is giving me Verse as kind of a rolling buff. Flash of Insight's giving me Int as a rolling buff. Concentrated Flames up here as like a buff to increase damage. Symbiotic Presence, Resounding Protection, Unstable Flames, Master of the Elements, Draconic Empowerment. Holy crap. Overwhelming Power, Surging Vitality, all these things I'm calling out, these will no longer be in the game. Why? Oh my god, all the engineering ones? Holy crap, there's so much. All those are little mini buffs that are augmenting your gameplay, and guess what? That's going to be, the slate will be cleaned, those will be gone. There'll be nothing like that. It'll just be the abilities in your spellbook, and that's what we're talking about. We'll have a Shaman tab, we're going to have more totems. Searing Totem is another thing I could have been using for free globals. They're going to be cleaning you're going to be cleaning the streets of the game pretty much, and I'm hoping that that's going to be a really good thing. So guys, that was just a very quick video of how things would be different. Bursting, like I mentioned, like I could just go into burst with Stormkeeper and Lava Burst, and that'll be my main rotation of the burst without necessarily needing that Earthshock. Or if I have like 3 Fulmination stacks, I'll be able to dump those off in just kind of getting that edge of the damage. Alternatively, I won't be casting just for a means to an end. Lasso will still be around. Stormkeeper's still going to be here. Those totems I mentioned, Healing Stream Totem's not going to be here. It could have done a lot of healing this game. Those are the types of things. So with that being said, guys, we'll see you on the stream 9 p.m. every day except for Sunday, Eastern Standard Time. And we're also going to be doing a giveaway for May. It's coming to the end of May. We're going to be doing a giveaway on stream up until the last day of May. And then we're going to have War Games, Transmog. We have a lot of stuff coming in. So we'll see you guys there. Thank you guys so much for the support. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. We show
up in the party.